Hi there, and welcome to a challenge shave. Sean Staplefeld challenged me to do a shave with a vintage straight razor, and I have 25 of them. So out of the 40 straight razors that I have, 25 are vintage. So I'm spoiled for choice. But today I decided to go with a. Let's see if I can get everything. I decided to go with a Frederick Reynolds, made in Sheffield, England. This is a 4/8. It's been restored. I got this at Griffith's Shaving. These were made in the late 19th century, somewhere between 1850 and 1890. This is a slightly, it's basically a wedge, but it has a slight amount. Let's see if I can actually show you the grind. It has a slight amount of hollow to it, but it's maybe half hollow would be a good explanation, or a good term for this. So let's get started today. In the theme of using something vintage, I'm going to be using the Traditionalist by Zingari Man. You can see the scent notes here on the cover. So let's get going. I'm also going to be using this brush. It's a Chisel and Hound. There you go, Chisel and Hound. With a Fanchurian badger knot. I don't know. I don't remember which Fanchurian this is, but I'll have it in the description. I like a good challenge, and I'm looking forward to naming my two. Or challenging two other shavers at the end of this. I just did a shave video yesterday, so as usual I'll send out my wishes that everybody is doing well, and I'm just going to appreciate up front that you're taking the time to watch me do this. Most of the time I hit record and then start rambling, and I'll probably do the same this time too. Let's get a little pre-shave going here, and I go back to loading. The Zingari Man soaps are, the soap base is really nice. Very light feeling on the face. She's Heather Melton, who's the woman who runs it. She has training in cosmetics, and she's very interested and very enthusiastic about making skin products. I had a chance to speak with her last April, so that's how I know that. There we go. They're all slicked up. This brush was, I probably could have taken a little water out of it, a little more water out of it before I applied it to the puck, but you know, soap plus water plus agitation gives you some sort of lather. As you can see, I'm getting my my desired wet lather here. Okay, good enough. A distinctly non-YouTube lather, but as I've said before, I'm all about the wetness and the slickness when it comes to this. All right, let's get going. 4/8. This razor does not have a vintage edge. It has an Izuku JNAT edge on it, and as you might imagine, it's just lovely. Really nice. With this, and the razor itself is a little sports car. Handles well, light on its feet. With lighter razors and shorter razors, there's a little bit of a technique that you need to learn to, especially if you started with, 6/8, 7/8, or larger. If you're more familiar with larger razors when you start, then these little ones can give you trouble. You have to make up for their lack of mass to give them. You have to provide, using your own energy, the kind of inertia that a bigger razor, a heavier razor would have. And then the look of the razor, the look of the angle will be different because it's so small. The width is so short. The width of the blade is so short. It's going to be, you won't know necessarily what angle you have if you're accustomed to doing that by eye. If after a while you learn to shave more by feel, then that part of it will just go away. You won't have to worry about it. And then you can really learn to take advantage of the maneuverability of the razor. That feels great. And yeah, it's my edge, so I'm tooting my own horn here. An egregious lack of humility. Very nice first pass. Very nice first pass. A little on the longer side than the closer side. So maybe this edge is due for a checkup. But oftentimes what I find is that I get a second pass that sort of surprises me. I think the first pass, well, it didn't really take as much hair as I thought. And then the second pass will come along and, well, you know, nice close shave. So let's see what happens here. I'm thinning this out, really making it wet. The soap base will hold its slickness really well. This is her vegan. I guess you saw that. I think it's prominently on the cap. All right. Yeah, it feels really good. The lather feels good. It doesn't look good, but it feels good. So because this distance here, the width is so much smaller, if you do this by eye, then it's very difficult to know what angle you can tell. I mean, if I were doing this by eye, I'd probably be out here, but I do this by feel. This part of the shaving is maybe the most difficult to remove beard hair for me. Oh, what am I doing here? Getting sidetracked. Now the lack of mass in the blade, you can really feel that because the razor will want to stop more easily, and so you have to develop a touch that allows it to keep going but keeps you from plowing through too much, you know, plowing through and losing your plowing through on the skin as opposed to the beard. And I do that, you can see here, I do that by just making sure my touch is light. Touch at the apex is light. So when that's light, I'll just follow the contour of the skin with the edge. This, one thing I will say, well, I think you've probably, everybody's well aware of how comfortable J-nut edges are. This one's no exception. got a feeling this was one of those catch-up second passes. Yep, my skin's BBS. This is an area right here where my beard's pretty dense, and I want to make sure that I'm able to keep the edge moving and not plowing into skin. As of course I would have done in the 1850s to 1890s, which, believe it or not, that is before my time. And Sean, I'm looking at you. I'm not that old. Close. Okay. Put that down. See how we did? Could have done better. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is do a little cleanup. I want to make sure that razor gets dry, and then I will come back to wrap everything up. All right, I'm back. Everything's cleaned up. I don't think I showed you what the Traditionalist soap looks like, and here is the brush once it's been dried off. Pretty cool Chisel and Hound handle there. Here's the aftershave. I'm going to be using the Traditionalist aftershave recovery splash. These are really good. The scent for the Traditionalist, by the way, was done by Sean Olfactory. And it is absolutely fantastic. All right. Gonna hit a little bit of spiciness here in the talc. Going with Yardley Gold. Once you start this, you kind of get hooked on it. This whole talc thing, it's pretty goofy. I mean, come on. But for me, it's very traditional. As I grew up, I was born in the 50s, and so in that time period, until our hippie movement came along, you're pretty regularly going to a barber shop, and talc was always used. Okay, so we're done with the shave. So who am I passing on the torch for a vintage razor shave to? And I think that the obvious choice for me is our two soap makers in our little group. So I'm going to challenge Joe at Subtle Art Soap Company, and I'm going to challenge Eric, the Cajun Blade, to both take up this challenge. Thanks for staying with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.